joined us on Starting Up. Now, writing a solid business plan is really the base of any successful startup. On Bootstrap this week, Surabhi Goyal helps us then with the construction of that watertight business plan.
You've decided that you want to start up, and it's now time to spend time on that make or break document. Yup, the business plan. Fleshing it out can be both tricky and time-consuming, but the time is well worth it, because the business plan is the first step that you write for your business.
I think the first thing is to say who are the customers and how many are there and where are they. Right? The second is how do you reach out to them. So that's a marketing and sales piece. Well, how much do you spend on marketing and reaching out? Third element is how will you make money. So what are your costs and what are your margins?
Sounds simple enough, but the devil is really in the execution. And like with most scripts, the business seldom sticks to plan. The pain points entrepreneurs face could be many.
One, I think, is an estimate of the market size. What investors look for is more an understanding of the bottom-up dynamics, an understanding of the market that they are catering. Second, I think, where entrepreneurs often stumble is in getting into too much technical detail, especially when it is a technology company. Third area where often we find business plans suboptimal is when entrepreneurs try to get into a lot of detailed financial projections.
Now, one big part of your business plan are your revenue projections. While most believe that revenue projections are a work of fiction, it's important that they're projected right. Credible projections that still show good returns to any investor are perhaps the best way to go.
The biggest uncertainty is the revenue. Will the customers pay? And the way to really do it is to have a long-term goal, but to have small intermediate checkpoints. So say, for example, if it's targeting 100 customers of let's say you want to target the top 100 IT companies in India, whatever it is. So you say, how many do I have? Do I have 5 today? If you have 5, then the rest 100 become less risky. But if you have 0, then you say, first I will target 5 and validate the model and then really do the 100 bits. So validate in small steps before you set out to build an organization or cost structure to plan for the big scale up.
Finally, it's up to you how you want to make your V-plan work for you. An entrepreneur can use a business plan as a management tool to attract employees, funding aid, or merely a script to remind himself of his vision.
When we really started out, I think it helped us organize our thoughts around, what kind of model we would follow for the business. Because the initial thought was that we would have a B2C model where we would take the product to the end customer. But we quickly realized, given that we were bootstrapping the company and we weren't depending on external capital, it would make more sense for us to be a B2B. So I think the business plan actually helped guide us on what mechanism we would eventually use to take our product out into the marketplace.
Your business plan will serve as a guide through your entrepreneurial journey. So spend some time, do some research, and get the numbers right. The last thing you want is running your startup on a business plan made up of faulty assumptions.
Well, that brings us to the end of this week's episode, but we would like to bring your attention to Unconvention. It's a rural innovation event organized by one of India's foremost rural incubators. In fact, the deadline to submit your social business plan is fast approaching. So if you're interested, well, do give it a crack. We'll say goodbye, but remember, we'd love to hear from you. Write into us on startingup@etnow.tv. Find us on Facebook or simply send us an SMS. And remember, there's never a better time than now to go out there and start up.